Ever wonder what happened to your favorite cartoons? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 cartoons that were canceled for ridiculous reasons. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at animated series that were suddenly or tragically canceled, despite high ratings and glowing reviews. That means we're overlooking shows that were justifiably canceled after low viewership and/or poor reception. With that, let's get started. Number 10, The Angry Beavers.
Hey, let's build it right here!
Whoa! Hang on, big stallion!
These days, cartoons can have a lot more fun with meta humor and breaking the fourth wall than they used to. During the time that Angry Beavers was airing, this was not the case, and a pitch for a particularly meta episode ended up killing the show. After hearing word of imminent cancellation, the crew decided to go all out, pitching, writing, and even recording rough audio for an episode in which Norbert and Daggett discover that they're cartoons, which leads their entire reality to fall apart as they get canceled.
I can't live like this anymore! It's too hard! I can't take it! Do you hear me? I can't take it!
Nickelodeon didn't appreciate the not-so-subtle jabs that the episode made towards the studio, and promptly canceled the series before production was complete.
We're bigger than sliced bread. Did I say something wrong?
Number 9, Green Lantern, the animated series.
Carol is not going to be happy.
Bruce Timm is a legend in the world of superhero animation, developing, writing, and doing designs for what is arguably the best shared universe of all time, the DC animated universe, all starting with Batman the Animated Series. He also helped to create Green Lantern the Animated Series, a critically praised cartoon that was canceled far too early. The series premiered not long after the live-action Green Lantern movie, and quickly got the axe due to the film's failure, low merch sales, and an unfair call that resulted in the show's criminally short run.
Those who worship evils might beware my power, Green Lantern light!
Number 8, Animaniacs.
It's time for Animaniacs, and we're zany to the max.
Very early on, it was made clear that Animaniacs wasn't quite made for kids. There was a lot of adult humor, there were tons of sexual innuendos, and the overall content had mature references and context. The show's move from Fox Kids to Kids WB only helped the series' adult appeal grow, increasing ratings exponentially.
I found prints! No, fingerprints!
However, the high number of adult viewers didn't sit well with Kids WB since it was outside of the show's targeted demographic. As a result, WB started ordering less and less episodes, eventually ending Animaniacs in 1998.
Can we please move on?
Number 7, Clone High.
That's hilarious, Gandhi!
Easily one of the strangest cartoon premises of all time, Clone High followed teenaged clones of famous historical figures as they navigated the hurdles of everyday high school, as well as some stranger, more off-the-rail hurdles. Among the many students attending Clone High was a clone of Mahatma Gandhi, whose depiction sparked a massive controversy in India, leading to protest and hunger strikes to get the show canceled.
Jonavar, up top!
Don't touch me, Gandhi.
Too slow!
The protesters were justified in their complaints, but what was ridiculous was that Viacom didn't care to move forward with a Gandhi-less version of the series, despite a growing following.
Will you be my prom date? Cleo?
Number 6, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
We interrupt this program to bring you Courage the Cowardly Dog Show!
We're not exactly sure when the term nightmare fuel actually came about, but it retroactively became the best way to describe one of Cartoon Network's most horrifying series of all time, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I have a bad feeling about this!
The show featured all kinds of crazy monsters, spirits, curses, and other supernatural forces that plagued Courage and the town of Nowhere, Kansas. Apparently, the network thought these creepy happenings were a bit too scary, as the disturbing content most likely led to the show's cancellation, despite it being the core of the cartoon's premise.
I ain't going nowhere!
Then you will suffer the consequences.
Number 5, Invader Zim.
Woo! That was easy.
Invader Zim was an incredibly dark and disturbing cartoon, but the show's mature content ended up attracting a lot of ratings from older audiences, leading it to become one of Nickelodeon's most popular and well-received series. However, Nick opted to focus on their usual core demographic of younger viewers, a choice that resulted in the series' cancellation.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Fortunately, it was announced that Invader Zim would receive a TV movie in 2018, thanks, in no small part, to the cult status the series gained through reruns and DVDs. Number 4. The Spectacular SpiderMan.
Dude, you are the bossiest damsel in distress I have ever rescued.
There's no shortage of Spider-Man cartoons, but many agree that one stands above the rest, the Spectacular SpiderMan. Developed by Greg Weisman and Victor Cook, the series was a perfect amalgamation of all the best parts of Spider-Man, taking specific inspiration from the Ditko and Romita Sr. eras of the character.
Now, Mudstain, shall we dance?
However, despite the cartoon's popularity and critical praise, it was cancelled after only 2 seasons. This was mostly due to Disney's buyout of Marvel, which caused the TV rights of Spider-Man to revert from Sony back to Marvel, effectively killing the series.
This must be my floor.
Number 3. Danny Phantom.
I can help with that.
With cartoons, cancellation usually comes down to budget. Animation is extremely expensive, and Danny Phantom was no different. The show was reportedly frequently over budget, so much so that Nick refused to continue funding it, though they did allow creator Butch Hartman the chance to shop it around to other networks.
Oh no, you have got to be kidding me.
However, due to the show's poor ratings at the time, no network wanted to take the risk, and thus Hartman used the remaining budget to give Danny Phantom a proper ending, rather than leave fans with a cliffhanger.
That's not Danny!
Number 2. Futurama.
Sounds like fun. How long do I have to live?
Futurama is one of the most beloved animated series of all time, known for its hilarious and ridiculous depiction of the future, as well as its deeply dramatic and heartbreaking episodes. Yet, despite being so loved, the series had quite a rough road, with Fox not broadcasting new episodes for a time and even refusing to purchase them before finding its final home on Comedy Central.
In your face, Grim Reaper!
The reason for its initial unofficial cancellation was because Fox failed to keep a consistent airing schedule, making it hard for fans to predict when new episodes would air, causing low ratings and ultimately leading to its going out of production.
Bah! This opera's as lousy as it is brilliant. Gah!
Number 1. Young Justice.
Is that Batman?
Oh my goodness. I see Flash and Flash Jr.
As we've mentioned, animation is incredibly expensive, and the way that most networks get funding is through toy sales. The downside to this arrangement is that an animated series' lifespan can be entirely determined by said toy sales. Like Teen Titans and Symbionic Titan before it, Young Justice fell victim to issues with toy sales. The alleged problem was that toys were only marketed towards boys, and because a large number of girls watched Young Justice, their sales were much lower than intended. Mattel then canceled the toy line, cutting the show's funding and eventually leading to its ultimate demise, despite massive popularity and rave reviews. In a rare but fortunate turn of events, fans were able to convince Warner Brothers to revive the series, with a 3rd season of Young Justice Outsiders set to air in 2019. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.